Hello and welcome to Crescent Festival of Irish Contemporary Music. Crescent is a festival dedicated to promoting new music by Irish and Irish-based composers and provides a platform for creative collaborations between performer and composer. Although Crescent 2020 faced some challenges, we were fortunate to be able to hold a number of events online, one of which was our inaugural composition masterclass for emerging composers. This was a workshop-style event which took place via Zoom in October. The masterclass was led by composer Philip Martin, who was our featured composer for 2020, and flautist Bill Dowdall. Bill also hosted an enlightening workshop on contemporary flute techniques and worked closely with the composers to help realise their vision for their works. Today's concert features compositions by two participants of this masterclass: A Caddy for concert flute with sliding head joint by Craig Cox and Torn by Stephanie Hasler. We will also hear the premiere of a new work by Philip Martin, commissioned by Crescent for the 2020 festival. The work, entitled Sena, is written for flute and piano and will be performed by Bill Dowdall and myself, Rebecca Warren. Bill will also perform two of Martin's works for solo flute entitled Lament and Jig. The concert was filmed in the gallery at Greenacres. I hope you enjoy the performances.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Hasler, and I'm delighted to be part of this year's Crescent Festival of Irish Contemporary Music. The piece I wrote for this year's festival is called Torn and will be performed by Professor Bill Dowdall on concert flute. The piece can be interpreted in many different ways, so I had asked Bill not to acknowledge the audience at the beginning, which I know is incredibly difficult for a professional performer. We should imagine that we cannot see the performer entering the stage, and the performer is also completely oblivious to the audience as the piece begins. This is where the audience becomes a silent observer. The beginning of the piece, the starting melody, can be associated with a routine as the performer plays and hums the piece as if it's second nature, yet the audience soon experiences an interruption caused by an outburst of emotion. The performer forcefully takes the sheet music and we can see emotions build up further, which we could interpret as fear, anger, sadness or fatigue, for example. We will see movement and the release of this built up energy, for which I used a box filled with cutlery to give the impression of something breaking, as I had asked Bill to kick it away, symbolising the lack of care towards the object in that moment. Arriving on the other side of the stage, then I asked Bill to check his watch and to prepare himself to be seen by the audience, which is now the first time since the beginning of the piece that we are fully aware of each other's company. Suddenly we see a change in attitude and a different side to what we've seen prior to this moment. We hear a different melody at a much faster pace, performed confidently by a performer who is in complete control. But as we soon see, this piece is very tiring and cannot be maintained long term, as we start to hear a struggle followed by another outburst of emotion. The piece stops as the performer is drawn back to the first part of the piece, during which they consider to be invisible, and the performer starts reflecting as they can no longer hide this part of themselves from the audience. To finish the piece then, the performer confidently plays and hums the starting melody again, as they take the pages of the sheet music, unite them and walk into the centre of the stage, allowing the audience one step closer to see aspects of their true self. Which brings us to the very end of the piece, and I hope you really enjoy it. I would like to thank everyone involved in the Crescent Festival of Irish Contemporary Music for the opportunity to be part of it. And I would like to thank Bill for his fantastic performance and for his time for rehearsal. Thank you very much.
My name is Craig Cox. I'm a composer and sound artist working mostly in Dublin. The piece that I wrote for this is named the piece that I wrote for this is named A Caddy. It's not really about anything at all. It's just part of the brief that Crescent provided for submissions was if people wanted to, you could try to write a piece for glissando head joint on the concert flute, obviously. For people who don't know, the glissando head joint it's like a movable head joint which allows for kind of large and dynamic pitch changes or pitch shifts and slides. So yeah, the piece was written as a response to that brief. The name Akadi it's just the name of a wind god from a fantasy game that I like. When I was writing it, what I thought about was, I suppose, one of the most interesting things to me about the head joint, the gliss head joint, is how it could allow for sort of distortions of pitch or tonality over the course of long runs to give it this kind of warping feeling. So aesthetically, actually when I was writing the piece, aesthetically something that I had in mind was the sort of sound of reel-to-reel tape or cassette tape when, if you distort it, if you stick a pencil into a spool and kind of manipulate the movement of the tape or the speed of the motor and how it warps the sound of whatever's being played back. So that was something that was in mind while I was writing it. But yeah, that's it. This is actually the first piece that I've written that's being performed by someone else solely as an instrumental piece, not in accompaniment to any kind of performance. I mostly work in interdisciplinary projects with dancers or circus artists or whatever, so this is actually the first time that this kind of thing is happening for me. So with that in mind, I want to give big thanks to Bill Dowdall, obviously, for performing it and putting all this together, and also the Crescent Festival of Contemporary Music in Ireland for facilitating everything. Yeah, thanks very much.